I know he has.
You know, I've met him like, I think 3 or 4 times now.
Yeah, Stefan Diggs'
Super
account
nice
is
guy.
Stefan Diggs.
Junior, you've met RDJ. Is he a super nice guy?
I have not met RDJ.
What?
Oh.
I thought you met everyone.
Yeah, when you went to that thing that we can't really
D23?
talk about.
D23? We can talk about
We can't
it.
talk about it.
Why not?
It's classified.
It's classified.
The best part of going to D23, especially like with WandaVision coming out next week, is talking to the cast of WandaVision. They're all like, I don't know what we're doing. I just signed on last week. I haven't even got a script.
Oh, this is way back when, right?
This was
like
August
last
of
year.
2019.
Yeah,
No, it's
this-
August of
yeah,
2019.
it was-
Yeah, that's like 4 years ago.
It's a year plus.
It feels like 4.
Welcome to our Facebook and YouTube audiences. We are here talking about just doing our pre-show for the podcast, talking a little bit before we get going here to talk about Death to 2020.
The tweet's out if you want to retweet it.
If the tweet is out for those watching live, if you would like to retweet it.
Yeah, actually, retweet us now.
Yes, go to twitter.com/wasitgood and retweet us. Please and thank you. We haven't, by the way, annoyed Twitter. We're still on there, unlike so many others.
What's
that
the
have
over-under until we get banned?
followed. Do we want to get really quick, like tech political here?
Yes.
So I kind of somewhat agree with a little bit of the tinfoil hat people yesterday, where they were saying that big tech is flexing really hardcore and
Too little, too late.
Well, not that, but more like showcasing that they have the ability to kind of take a whole bunch of things out very quickly. But like I tweeted yesterday with my great, right to refuse service sign.
Yeah.
It is an American company, and we have built upon the idea that because of freedom of speech, freedom of right to sell goods and commerce or whatever, you're able to block people or things.
You can refuse service and business to whoever you want.
Can you just imagine for a second?
Can you imagine a world?
Can you imagine how different the world would be if they had banned him 5 years ago?
Yes, I can imagine that world.
Well, can I be cynical? Can you imagine? Would Twitter be relevant today?
Yeah, it would be.
You think so? If
I think
Trump
so.
had been banned and he wasn't on the platform.
Yeah, I absolutely think so. Because Twitter is still used as a instantaneous news source.
And it
so
was
many.
that way 5 years ago,
Yeah.
too.
So I think it still would have been
What it
as
is.
popular.
It's an interesting thing because it's like chicken or the egg, right? So if
I like chicken.
if we play that game, right, of the alternate universe, if Trump is banned from Twitter 5 years ago,
Does he win the presidency?
4 years ago, absolutely not. But second, right, the people that follow him, are they
As
do they have their, are they as riled up? Do they believe what they believe? Do they feel the way they feel? Or was Trump with his platform the reason that these people were able to voice the things that they've, it's just an interesting thing. It's an interesting, in the Marvel show,
the what if?
the What If universe.
The What If
They should
universe.
do-
I hope
they
they
should do a
explore
what if
this.
with Donald Trump.
They should.
One
For
of the things, so that yesterday is being referred to as the Great Purge on the extremist right side is what they're calling it.
Nice.
And a lot of these, wacky websites like I think there's one called like DonaldTrump.win. These are websites that are up and running now, but you can go in there and they are forum-based websites.
Yeah.
So like you can go and start a thread. So a lot of people were obviously talking about him being off of Twitter, and one comment that stood out that I did fall on the floor rolling around laughing was, if Trump is not on Twitter, you're endangering the American people. What if there's a nuclear attack? How is he going to be able to tell us?
Well, if there's a nuclear attack, there's a 100% chance he started it.
Either way, it's just the idea that someone
I saw that though. Yeah.
is using
Yeah.
Trump's Twitter feed as a way to get information.
Yeah,
Just
that's the
what
only
the
way
fuck?
we'll know if we're under attack
Yeah.
via nukes.
Yeah,
That's Juna's right.
There's no such thing as a press conference or anything.
Yeah, or not, or Pentagon account, or CNN, or Fox News.
Or the POTUS account. There is a president of the United States.
Well, they're purging that and giving it over to Biden come
January 20th.
January 20th.
Oh, they haven't done that yet?
Yeah, because the POTUS account was started under the Obama administration. So that used to be Obama's Twitter handle, and then
Best tweet I saw yesterday was Trump is the first president since 1812 to have his Twitter account banned. I mean, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. It's pretty good.
That's so stupid.
I know. I like it though. I like it.
Comment here. I'm surprised he hasn't used the emergency alert system to tweet to everyone.
That's actually a great point. He still has that ability.
Oh,
Maybe he's
so scary. The abilities he has.
Lauren WW. Maybe he's saving it for a rainy day.
He's saving it for inauguration.
Well, isn't he? He's in Camp David this weekend.
Golfing?
I don't know what he's doing. I
don't
believe
think there's a golf course.
Camp David is
isn't.
like from what I understand, it's a retreat
Yeah.
in the woods. It's very camp-like.
Doing some yoga?
I believe Bush went there a few times. Both Bushes. I believe it's famous because I'm butchering history like hardcore right
Sorry,
now.
Juno. Everyone does it.
But I believe there was a president that there was a big negotiation there or something.
I mean, I can Google
Clinton.
Big.
Was it Clinton? Was it
Was it for the G14
something
summit?
like that? Yeah, I confuse all the presidents.
Yeah, I feel like it was Clinton.
I don't know why. I confuse all the presidents.
So,
it's not like they look.
There was
similar.
there's something called the Camp David Accords.
Yeah. What's
Yeah.
that?
Jimmy Carter, Egyptian President Anwar Sadat, and Israel
Oh no,
Prime
I was
Minister-
Totally wrong then. Jeez.
Menachem Begin. This is back in '78. It established a framework for a historic peace treaty between Israel and Egypt. So that's the big one right there.
Oh, so I lied.
I feel like there was also reference to Camp David in 24 or one of those action-y political shows.
Probably.
Maybe Olympus Has Fallen, since we kind of witnessed that. This week.
You know what was interesting with everything that went on in Capitol Hill? People were like, "Where is Gerard Butler?"
Isn't Gerard Butler British too?
Correct.
That's just
Speaking of Gerard Butler, before this is our pre-show, but Rabbi, have you watched his new movie yet? The
which one? The
green
asteroid one?
Yeah, it's out.
Is it out?
It's been out for like 2 months.
Oh my god, I have to go. I was talking.
Why are we reviewing that
We
today,
will.
huh?
We will. I'm leaving.
We could review it on
Let's
Monday.
review it for Monday.
We're gonna have
You want to watch that tonight?
Oh,
Dude, let's get really, really high.
Let
And
me
then
just,
watch that.
I
let
can
me
watch
check
it
the-
tonight after work.
Let me check the NFL calendar here.
The game's at 5, so it'll be done by like 8.
Oh, perfect. Yeah,
yeah.
let's do it.
I
I've
have
got to
right
watch
after.
Washington, who cannot. I think Alex Smith is not starting.
Yeah, it's Tyler Henke.
Yeah, there's no choice. There's no chance.
It's a battle of two former Patriot quarterbacks. Which Patriot quarterback do you believe in?
Wait, Tyler Henneke was a Patriot,
I think he was like on the practice squad or training camp roster for like a week.
and now he's starting a playoff game.
Yeah.
Wow, what a journey.
It's two Belichick disciples at it.
Can you call Tyler Henneke a Belichick disciple?
Is it Henneke or Henschke? Who knows?
But the game I'm most interested in is Rams Seahawks. I think that is a sneakily interesting game. Seattle, I think, is heavily favorited for good reason, obviously. But Seattle has also been quite inconsistent at times during the season, and the Rams
interesting.
have been good at times themselves.
It's interesting. Kyle Brandt on Good Morning Football said, "Are the Seattle Seahawks the most under talked about 12-4 team in the history of football?"
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I would say so. I don't know. I don't know about actually because there are a few Patriot teams that went. There are quite a few Patriot teams that went 12-4.
Like
I know-
last year's team.
I know. Yeah,
Literally
kinda
last
like
year's
that. Yeah. And I know some of them kind of went under the radar.
I'm sorry. Do we talk sports here, or do we not?
Was the
We do.
football playoffs good?
Oh,
It's relevant to today, and anyone who's tuning in might be heavily invested.
are you ready to start the pod?
Wow, we talk about football.
Oh,
Yeah.
Let me
I
start
know.
This is your
recording. Let me
career.
start recording.
Huh?
Let me start recording.
No. What did Christian say?
You said it's your career.
No, my career is to make people smile.
Okay, Joker.
Okay, Santa Claus.
It's Satan Claus to you, motherfucker.
Whoa, is that a coincidence?
I don't know.
All right, give it about a 3-hour buffer before we start.
You know, there's a song by Marilyn Manson, and it is SAY, so say, and then 10. So when he sings it, he's like, say 10, Satan.
Oh,
I
nice.
just discovered to realize that a couple weeks ago.
I think
Yeah.
he just realized it right before this podcast. Actually, Rabbi Googles fun facts for podcasts
just to throw out.
just to have so he's intelligent.
Let's
He has
see.
a sneakily- he has
Let's
sneakily,
see.
like, quite a few of them.
2021 fun facts.
2021.
Let's see what we get. The month of January. Want to hear some holiday? Okay, fuck this. Here
Hey,
we
we're
go.
burning tape here.
Yeah, I know. Be quiet. Let me start. intro. Was 2020 good? There's a Netflix mockumentary called Death to 2020, so we'll break that down. Also, Oscar Isaacs is rumored to play Moon Knight, and Robert Downey Jr. has been rumored for Thrawn. Arrowverse might be dead, and there are official names for the different Star Wars eras. I'm your host, Ravi, and my two brothers, Christian and Arjuna, here. Where also Was It Good? The podcast, which wasn't mentioned in this intro.
This is how I look at this, right? Podcasts are not auto-played. Someone has to click into a podcast. They should know the title, hopefully, from clicking in. Right? This isn't
not
like a
necessarily. If you're driving or you have like a playlist of podcasts that are different, it might be randomized, and then you don't know.
Well, here's my other argument. Ravi's voice is so iconic, and our intros are so iconic that as soon as you hear the first word, you just know.
Yeah, we're
That's
so
fair enough.
we're so iconic. Our chief feedback is that we all sound alike.
Yeah, we need to fix that.
Two things. Remember that video that we were talking about, Krishna, where they were making fun of podcasters and how they just kind of walk around in a circle and don't really talk about anything? That's what's just happened.
Correct.
Yeah,
That's number one. And then number two, I hate that feedback. You all sound the same. Cool. What am I supposed to do with that?
You need to undergo vocal surgery.
No, we have to intone differently. So
Here we go. We're gonna try that differently. Here we go. Hey everybody, this is Ravi. I'm gonna have a southern accent.
and I'm going to talk like this.
And I'm gonna talk like this.
Okay.
Oh wow, that's legit Arjuna a couple years ago, like 2 years ago.
Yeah, 6 months ago.
It was 3 years ago. Get it right.
Anyway, let's actually talk about some things that you may or may have not read in the description of the podcast. According to Christian, people read before they jump into a podcast. Feels counterintuitive. Anyway, we are going to be talking Death to 2020, a new mockumentary by the awesome folks over at Netflix. A film that I think did somewhat of an okay job to cover 2020. And I say that because right off the bat, it feels like they missed some key moments.
Yes.
The number one key moment, like when I first saw the trailer for it, it was kind of sold as a, hey, this is 2020 in a goofy manner. Obviously, 2020 was not done or finished up until the point of, final production on that film.
Yeah.
But one of like the key moments from 2020 that they missed was the big moment in January of 2020 when, the unfortunate passing of Kobe Bryant and his daughter. And that kind of, they didn't touch on it, they didn't mention it, but then they talked, obviously the big one, COVID. Then they also talked on the donkey in the White House. And then that was kind of where they left it, right? When you guys were watching, were there other key moments from 2020 that they missed?
Well, I just want to touch on the Kobe Bryant thing real quick. It is a British production. And as global as Kobe Bryant was, I'm not sure that he touched England necessarily in a huge way. So, I sort of I look at it through that lens. It was a British production, so they were probably more focused on the macro stuff that happened, and not to say that Kobe wasn't a macro level event. It certainly was, but they definitely seemed to go in with a very a focus, like this is what we're going to focus on. I feel like there were a couple other things, but they're actually not coming to mind right now. But that it's probably related to being a British production.
Yeah, I'll also say this about Kobe, because when I watched it, I was like, wow, they skipped Kobe.
Yeah.
And I think it's because they had a level of satire to everything. Like, even with George Floyd and Black Lives Matter, they took the angle of making fun of the Karens and or as they called it, the Kathys of the world. And then even the social media influencer who's like, I'm going to post a black square and I got to tell everyone that I care and all this stuff. And then I think it's like Joe Keery from Stranger Things is like, I'm black. Right. So they took that angle of making fun of that part. Obviously, they had Samuel L. Jackson do like a very nice, serious discussion about it, and then they did that part. But I think with Kobe, I don't think there's really any angle to satirize, right? You can't really make fun of anything because it was just such a tragedy. So I think probably the best idea was just to leave it alone.
Just don't touch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what you would have made fun of necessarily.
Also,
for
and that would have been the introduction to the whole thing. And if it's a mockumentary and your entire tone is satire, to start with an event that you can't make fun of. So let's say they did it serious, and then to get into the rest of it, you probably lose a lot of your audience on that first one if you're coming in expecting some kind of comedic catharsis, which I think is what the point of this whole thing was. It was a little bit cathartic for me to watch the last ridiculousness of the year played out in this like kind of a funny way, and I thought all the actors did a great job. So that actually makes a lot of sense. I didn't think of it from that level, but to start off something that's supposed to be funny and entertaining, and almost like making light of how ridiculous last year was.
Yeah.
To start off with that level, it wouldn't have worked. It would have been too much of a tonal shift, maybe.
Were there any other moments from 2020 that you think they should have put in? Again, it's tough because so much shit happened.
I forget.
We're only, what is it today? The 9th? The taping of this podcast?
The first week
we're
of
only
21
9 days into 2021.
Yeah.
I've already forgotten most of 2020, which maybe could be a good thing, could be a bad thing.
It's probably both.
I was honestly shocked that they didn't focus more on Hollywood, like TV productions and movie productions, and their starting and stopping. Like with there's a brief, I think, joke about Tenet in there, but I think that was a big storyline. But maybe obviously we're hyper focused on it because of this podcast. But that would have been nice for them to touch on versus like that 5-minute advertisement they did for Netflix in the middle of the thing.
Yeah,
which was I found kind of annoying just because it was obvious.
Yeah.
But I think that was a big storyline in terms of you had stuff, you had Hollywood be like, we're just going to continue on. And then you obviously had the Tom Cruise blow up. You had Robert Pattinson get COVID. There seemed to be some significant milestones there.
I mean, they mentioned Tom Hanks
Yeah.
getting COVID.
Yeah, that's true. But that more
that
like
was it.
started it off.
Yeah.
I think it's also interesting because I guess it does make sense. It's a British production company because it is the creators of Black Mirror behind this. And they're always consistently kind of pushing in terms of types of content. I mean, there was obviously the whole Bandersnatch experience, which I think I have an urge to like go back and try it again and see what else I can get out of it. Because, there's like 20 different endings or something crazy.
You gotta wonder if they added anything, right?
They could have easily added something, just not said anything, which would be awesome.
Next level.
Yeah.
I would also say, even though it was a British production, they obviously focused heavily on the United States, which probably makes like the Kobe omission a little bit more glaring. There was really nothing about sports. Like sports was also a big part of it with like the NFL, with the NBA bubble.
Yeah, I honestly thought like when they were kind of going through the year around the March time, I thought, was it Rudy?
Gobert.
I thought they were going to show a clip of him licking the mics or something and say something along the lines of, he feels he's indestructible. Patient zero, something like that. But there was, again, no mention of that.
And that's actually a great point because they did focus on the U.S. heavily. And the U.S. did not take it seriously until Rudy Gobert
licked the microphone
and then tested positive for COVID. And then the country went on lockdown.
Well, so it coincided with the Hanks stuff, which is why I think they put Tom Hanks in there.
Sure.
And so they probably felt it would duplicate. It was kind of the marker that they used. But I still thought it was weird that they didn't talk about sports, and, like the bubbles, and
no NBA bubble was mentioned.
Right? And then like the NFL stuff, like those are all huge. That was big news in the NFL.
And even if it's British, focus on the Premier League. The Premier League had its own huge issues in terms of playing their season out.
And then even with like, remember, kneeling was an issue at the beginning of the season again, especially as there was a big through line of Trump and like what that did for him. So that also seems like a pretty big omission.
I guess the point I was making with it being a British company is, I mean, a lot of shit happened in 2020. There, if you have one chance to make a film, you want to hit on the big stuff, right? Tom Hanks is a more probably global name than Rudy
Gobert,
so that definitely makes sense, but it's also a little shocking because there's probably a version of our podcast out in the world in like Australia, for example, right, that probably watched the same movie, probably doing a review of this as well, but then they're focusing more on things that happen in like Australia that we probably aren't even really aware about, and that's a little scary because so much shit happened in 2020.
No, they did get the wildfires.
They did get the wildfires. That's the other big kicker of the year. But I mean, they definitely focused on the big global events and
or what they thought was.
And then the thing that is also kind of that I did not like about it is because there was so much focus on dipshit Trump, like a lot of it, and it's because he did make global news consistently with the amount of dumb shit he did in 2020 and still does in 2021.
I can confirm there is a version of this podcast in Australia. It's called "Was It Good, Mate?"
Is it really?
Wait, that sounds incredible.
Wait, is there legit a podcast called "Was a Good Mate"? Because
No.
Oh,
But if we ever,
But we're
here's an
gonna
idea.
brand out to international.
Yeah,
versions.
exactly. If we ever get big enough where we can have little affiliates,
Yep.
we'll have different ones in different countries, and they'll cover their country.
We're actually going to announce exclusively here that we're doing a full-wide international talent.
All 300 plus
evaluation.
countries.
We're looking for the next host of "Was It Good, Mate?"
oh my God, that.
And then was it good
So much work.
Danya?
Oh my God. Why would we just translate it to like the native language of said
No.
country?
No.
No, you got to use like something iconic to it, right? So like, "Was it good, mate?" Was it good? You know,
What would you do for India?
Oh,
Was it
God.
good curry?
No.
And that's
Wow,
British
racist.
more than anything.
Oh my
You're
good
very
Lord.
true.
Was it good Taj
No,
Mahal?
it'll just be namaste. Was it good?
Oh, there you go. Actually, that could cover a couple countries.
It could be "Was it Krishna?"
Oh dear. Oh no.
And the font is blue.
No.
Getting back to Death of 2020. What do we think about the name? Is the name? Could they have done more with the name?
No, I think Death to 2020 is perfect because the only reason we put it on was because there's a thing called Death to 2020. It perfectly encapsulates how everybody feels about last year. I think the name is actually probably the best part of the whole thing. It is exactly what it is. It's like Death to 2020. Here's all the ridiculous, or here's most of the ridiculous shit that happened. Come and cry it out with us. Death to 2020.
Death to 2020.
Do you think there'll be a "Death to 2021"?
If it
like
keeps
taped-
going like this,
like taped next week?
yeah.
I think though, honestly, I'm curious to see if they'll do 2021 or if they take some time off and then do a 2022, and just kind of see. I think it honestly depends on the events. Like
Yes.
if the past couple of days and what is to come in the next couple of weeks in the real world is any kind of indication of what 2021 will look like, I think they are already like, I think we need to be in the writer's room consistently throughout the year to start tracking and figuring out what to do. Again, you know, a lot of people, and myself included, believe and hope that when Biden becomes president on the 20th, that we kind of go back to a normal time, quotes weird maybe, in the sense that, you know, every day is not a bombshell was dropped on Twitter because of a tweet. Like actual law and process can go and good things can come out. And, you know, if that's the case, then that kind of makes for a boring news cycle, which is a good thing.
Yeah, we need that.
So it's very possible that come January 20th, 21st, you know, we don't hear from Trump and that group of people and things are normal and we can really kind of focus in on getting over COVID, getting film and video production back into business, going back out and having a real life and
Getting functional video games.
Shout out Cyberpunk 2077.
I kind of wish there were more like little Easter egg jokes in the thing. Like they had the cool thing about Quibi at the beginning there. We're like, is this gonna be on Quibi? Which like that's a fun little joke. But I kind of wish they had like a joke about TikTok being unavailable in the United States for a week, and like the Cyberpunk thing, and Christopher Nolan being a megalomaniac. You know? Like those are the jokes
That's
I wanted,
true.
and I feel like obviously the Black Mirror creators and writers are smart and they're witty. But there wasn't as many of those Easter eggs as I kind of hoped for.
Yeah. Honestly, I feel like that probably caters to a very specific audience.
Yeah, me.
Us.
That's what I want.
So you're gonna
I
just have to
specifically
make.
want that.
You're
I
gonna
will
have
write
to.
a letter,
Mm.
and I will say I would like because it's Netflix, and we know they do choose your own adventures, and
Yeah.
they really cater to the audience. I would like this recut for me. Specifically.
Well, we have a comment here from Sahara, that goes like this: they had to go with Death to 2020 because fuck 2020 didn't get the green light from execs. So
Execs? What's it?
Execs.
I'm sorry. What? What is an exec?
So do you ever play Pokemon? Remember
Executor.
Oh,
Executor.
that's why you're
Anyway.
reading it like that?
Yeah.
That's
So
weird.
Arjuna, here's what we can do. You can make the mockumentary Fuck 2020, since that name is available, and you can put in the Christopher Nolan and the
It'd just be called.
TikTok.
It'd just be called Fuck Nolan.
Fuck Nolan, a true story by
Actually,
Arjuna Ragwapal.
No. You frame the documentary like 2020 was this terrible year, but every 5 minutes is just a dig at Christopher Nolan.
This is the beginning narration. Everybody knows that Donald Trump was the mass villain of 2020. But what people don't know is the secret villain who pulled the strings. Christopher Nolan.
No.
And then,
And then everything goes in reverse time.
Yeah, no.
Shut up.
You have to do it like a Nolan movie.
oh
You
my
have
God.
to. That would be the ultimate like twist. The the Padawan has become the master.
I have a question, if
go.
I can ask it.
No.
So 2020, we've all been alive roughly 30-ish years, and 2020 has been like the most newsworthy, like shocking year of our lives. So on the opposite end of the spectrum, what was the most boring year of your lives?
Somewhere in the 90s.
1996.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I
Spice
remember.
Girls were going crazy.
Well, I was hold on. I was 5-6 years old, and
You're 7.
no.
Well, you're 6 most of the
6,
year.
yeah,
but
yeah,
7.
then
I
7.
think now 3 had come out. Now 3 was like a
Yeah, but these you have to remember though.
CD.
This is the 90s. I
CD.
wasn't as connected to the internet. Information
Neither was
wasn't
I.
flowing as much.
Power Rangers was.
I just
kicking
remember
off.
it being a bleh year.
No,
I don't
96
think
was
I had
crazy.
a. I
have a
didn't have
serious- I have a
I
serious
don't-
96
question.
was crazy.
I have a
No.
serious question.
No.
So for those unfamiliar, we were born and we lived our early years in England. Did we have internet in England?
No.
No.
Internet didn't come to our household or our family until 1998.
Yeah.
And it was dial-up.
Yeah.
It was via, I want to say SBC Prodigy, which
Yeah,
was like,
AOL
it
too,
was
right?
Prodigy.
yeah, it was like an offshoot of Yahoo.
Was it?
Yes.
Prodigy?
Yeah,
Shit.
like Yahoo and them were bought, combined, whatever.
They
And
were
then there was
weekend
also
buddies.
AOL at one point.
Yeah, because we all had instant messengers.
And then eventually we got high speed.
Yeah.
high speed. I feel like high speed didn't come until like you were in high school, right?
It was around
Yeah.
02, 03.
Yeah.
That's
It was
right.
definitely after 01 because I remember kids in school had more knowledge and information of the tragic events in 2001, and they were getting it off of the internet. But the internet was also filled with a lot of this misinformation.
even at that time.
Even at that time, there was a lot of like weird theories,
I wonder
stuff, and all that stuff going.
What were the sites that people were using back then? I don't know if you even remember that. But
I mean, they would have been just similar to like what we see today with like a Reddit or even a Twitter or Facebook. It all boils down to like the
Forums.
same like forums type thing where somebody goes and puts an idea out there and then people add on to it.
yeah, I just wonder what those forums were back then.
I remember I was an active member on, I believe GameSpot, the Stargate forum there. Yeah, true story.
And that's how you get dead air. Favorite characters from Death to 2020. I'm gonna go right first
Oh,
because
you're
I don't
gonna
want you to
take
take it. Samuel L. Jackson.
Damn.
I think he did it. I think he sticks out the most because this is a mockumentary. They're not playing themselves. Samuel L. Jackson's not necessarily playing.
but he was playing.
But he was in this role. He was playing himself. There
He
were
wasn't
things
acting.
he said where I don't believe he necessarily had to be given a script
Yeah.
and said read it. I think it was true to the heart.
Absolutely.
Especially around obviously the stuff that happened in June with George Floyd, all of that was very, very real because unfortunately, that's the world we live in.
Yeah. I would say my favorite character.
You can't
is-
use the same character.
I know. So I'm going to go to my second favorite, Hugh Grant.
God damn it!
yeah. I know. I knew you were going to take that. Hugh Grant because, well, first of all, he's playing. We've never seen him in this role where he's playing this wise idiot. He's playing a sophomore, right? Like he's playing this like very, clearly informed British.
Uninformed.
Informed,
Informed,
uninformed.
uninformed,
Yeah,
right?
he's both.
Because
he's a wise idiot.
He thinks Game of
Thrones
Thrones
is
and
real.
Star Wars
Yeah.
is real.
It's incredible, but he still hits on the right beats when he's describing Trump and all of his advisors and stuff. But then he has like horrible, absolutely god awful takes on like Black Lives Matter and some of that stuff around it. Like he completely wrong on other things, which I really liked. I like it when I like it when some characters are presented to us and they're clearly right in some ways and clearly wrong in others, because that is a person, right? That's a real person. Like we all have those blind spots or whatever.
Right.
So he'll nailed it though. Like I said, I don't think I've ever seen him in a role quite like that. I'm not the biggest Hugh Grant fan, so I haven't seen everything he's done.
I like Hugh Grant when he does the rom-coms. He does a great job in rom-coms.
When he plays the Prime Minister in Love Actually.
That's the only one I think I've seen.
That's a good one. That's a great one.
But he was great. I thought he nailed just like Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah.
He absolutely nailed it. Like totally.
So Arjuna, we obviously know your favorite was Samuel L. Jackson, then your second was Hugh Grant. Yeah, so who was your third favorite character?
My third favorite actually was the Doctor, the guy.
Oh my God, he was so good.
He was hilarious, and they also just them cutting to other stuff because they were bored by the scientific explanation.
No, they're using it to enhance what he was saying.
Yeah, that was great. And then I would say just the rest of the cast did a really really good job. The one negative I have is the Kumail character, the billionaire, whatever his name was.
Jeff
name.
Bezos?
Something multiverse.
Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk, all rolled into one.
I just thought all the bits they tried to do with him just fell really flat.
Yeah,
agreed. They tried at one point to say our company changed the Boris, the prime minister, into a black man. And I was like, that whole bit fell really flat to me. I just didn't think that was funny or added anything, because everything was a accurate kind of portrayal of what happened in 2020, and then you had this very
sci-fi.
Sci-fi 2020 was ridiculous enough,
and if I could remove one part, that would be it, because it just didn't fit anything. It felt like it was just a bad joke that I would make specifically.
As a joke killer.
Exactly.
That was your AIM name.
Yeah, but I thought everyone did. I thought Joe Keery did well, the guy from Stranger Things.
Oh, he was great.
I thought Kristen Milotti did well as the Kathy.
Fantastic.
The other female actress who was the average woman of 2020.
The psychologist too. I forget her name. The one who plays the psychologist, and who at the very end is like, "Want to go have sex?"
Oh,
no?
I know what you're talking about.
Damn it, I forget her name.
And then Lisa Kudrow is the...
Leslie Jones.
Yeah, Leslie Jones. She was
Leslie
great.
Jones, yeah.
Lisa Kudrow is the unofficial representative.
Oh, she was
And then
great,
she just changes at the end. She's like, I know I support Joe Biden.
real quick. It's funny you say so she obviously flips at the very end. The events that we saw this past couple of days, we're seeing so many Republicans all of a sudden flip
or resign
or just walk away or act I was always on your side.
There's a Republican senator that came out and she said, I believe, I might join the Democratic Party.
Oh, it only took 4 years for you for that person to be swayed.
It's also outrageous. Obviously, a lot of people have been comparing, and I don't want to get too political on here, but a lot of people have been comparing the Capitol Hill stuff, and obviously what happened last year with Black Lives Matter and everything, and now people are outraged at this violence, and now we have to change it.
Yeah,
and it's what happened before?
other really good stuff I've seen around it. So obviously they had to lock down Capitol Hill when stuff started happening. So they actually went through an active shooter drill, which is what kids today have been going through since they were this tall. So maybe now we can get some really good, actual, serious gun reform. Maybe I don't know. Is this what it took?
Don't be crazy.
That's gonna. They can't get gun reform. That's gonna get on someone's checkbook. Anyway, we're not a political podcast.
Everything's political.
That's our spinoff. Was it political?
There we go.
Oh no. Anyway, let's ask that question. Christian, Death to 2020, was it good?
It was good. And I think it's not perfect, obviously, and it's very narrow in its... Well, not narrow, but it's more narrow in its scope than probably we wanted it to be. That being said, I think it accomplished, at least for me, its mission, which was to add a little bit of catharsis on what was, quite a frustrating but, absolutely ridiculous year. I laughed. And I think it accomplished its goal, and I think that was on the strength of its actors. I think they all portrayed their various characters incredibly well. So yeah, Arjuna, was Death to 2020 good?
It was good. I think it will be better as years pass. I bet like in 10 years this will be a fun way to kind of recap the year and watch it, and even like the next generation be like, hey, this is the fun way, quote unquote, to look at 2020. So I feel like it's one of those things that will age well. I definitely enjoyed it, but I think I would have enjoyed it more if I was further away from the actual events.
Oh yeah, that's a great point.
Ravi, was Death to 2021 good?
Yes, and I'm very much looking forward to the sequel.
That's a 2022.
Light to 2021.
Ooh.
Or
Oh,
life to 2021. Or
Ooh, I like
Well,
that.
I tricked you because I asked you if Death to 2021 was good.
And you said
yes.
So that's not what it's called.
it's called Death
I
to
tricked you.
2020.
Good job. That was good. That was good. Now on to some Was It news. The first two topics here we'll get through pretty quick because, as always, we have Star Wars news.
What?
And I talk a lot Star Wars. So.
These are
You didn't even wear a Star Wars shirt.
These are
I'm the only one who did.
these are fascinating news items.
The first one that I want to talk about, just to go out of order here, Arjuna. I'm sorry,
Yes.
but there's a potential that the Arrowverse might be over.
So you realize that when I write these headlines,
Mhm.
these are my own conjecture.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
But how do you feel?
Well, I'm speculating that it could be over because now we
You heard
are-
it here first. Everyone, breaking news.
So this is my speculation.
Arrowverse is dead.
In the last literally in 2020, right? We talked about Death to 2020. By the way, no Arrowverse mentions in Death to 2020. But anyway, you've had Supergirl be finished off. Like they announced that this next season is its last. You've had a major recasting in the Batwoman TV show. And now the Arrow's backdoor spinoff that they put in the last season, which was Arrow and the Canaries, that
It's not moving forward.
that is not moving forward. They are not doing a continuation series. They're not moving that forward. Even though that episode did like really well, there was a lot of interest in that show. They're not moving forward with it. I think we're seeing the end. I think what hit me has hit a lot of fans of the Arrowverse. Once they did Crisis, people were just like,
Meh.
and I think there's just also so many shows. People are just like, I don't want to watch any of them.
So for individuals like myself that don't really pay much attention to the CW anymore.
Yes.
So for I guess we're halfway. So you're saying Supergirl, the current season's the last one, or the next one that premieres in September of 2021 is the last one?
I don't even know if there is a current season to be
Okay.
honest. But yes, the current
The current season.
season.
So is there still what was the time travel one called?
Legends of Tomorrow.
Is that still going or is that kaput?
That is still going as far as I know, but that is also one of their more expensive shows and has been like on the block each season.
like every season they don't. That's gonna be hard. Like as a writer,
Mhm.
anybody involved in that, you don't know if there's a next season, then you could
Correct.
just end the story there.
Sounds exciting.
What about The Flash? Is that done?
The Flash isn't done yet, but that's probably close to the end too. I think they're on season 7 now.
Oh wow,
So and Arrow went 8, and I doubt they're gonna have any show go past 8
8.
seasons.
So
Honestly, though.
and Arrow's gone too,
Arrow's done.
and now the spin-off for the Arrow's gone, and now obviously or not moving forward. Sorry,
Correct.
and then the Canaries is also. So then really, as of right now, they have 3 shows:
So they have Legends,
Legends,
Flash.
Super.
They still have Supergirl.
Right.
They have Flash. They still have Black Lightning, but that's entering its last season as well.
Oh wow,
And then they also have Batwoman.
Batwoman
Well,
with
That's 5.
So it's 5. That's still
That's
that's
and then- way too
and then
many.
They do have a couple other spin-offs in the work. They have Superman and Lois that they're doing. They're doing that spin-off.
Oh,
And then they're also trying to do a backdoor pilot within the last season of Black Lightning about the Painkiller character. But that hasn't it's kind of the same deal with Arrow and the Canaries spin-off. They have to see if it performs well before they'll give it a commitment.
fascinating.
So I just
Crazy.
But I just think in terms of if you think over the last year or 2 years plus, we've had an explosion of content on TV, right? With the rise of all of the streaming services, and even specifically with HBO Max, they're doing non-Arrowverse live action DC shows that have much higher budgets. I believe it's Stargirl, like Doom Patrol. All those types of shows have much higher
Titans.
production. Yeah,
Yeah.
Titans all have higher production values and are, better than those shows. They might not be much better, but they're still at least higher production values.
You can swear and there's blood in it.
Yeah, exactly. And I just think that TV model that the CW use is just kind of it's being phased out, and I think people are just kind of like,
Well, I believe so. Those shows like the Stargirl, Doom Patrol, Titans, they're part of the DC like subscription thing, which is being, I think, in the next month or two.
It's an HBO Max.
Yeah, it's being rolled into HBO Max fully, or is as of now. So yeah, I guess why would you continue doing stuff on the CW?
Yeah,
if like you're pushing everyone for this HBO thing, like,
and then especially if you think the budgets are tiny comparatively from like the CW shows to the HBO Max stuff.
I mean, you do get less episodes, obviously, in a season. Like Doom Patrol, Titans, I think they're only like 10 episodes or 12 episodes or maybe even 8. And then obviously Arrow type shows are 24 episodes.
Right. And put it this way, right? Like I read a thing about WandaVision, which just to plug ourselves, we will be doing weeklies starting next Friday. But
we are?
Yes. But like for example, WandaVision has 9 episodes, and for those 9 episodes, they have a $250 million budget.
For all 9 episodes.
For all 9 episodes.
I thought for a second you meant like every episode.
No,
like, holy
for
shit.
For all 9 episodes. Now, you compare that to like an Arrowverse show.
More than a movie.
It is, I could guarantee you, significantly less. Like,
somehow it's more.
It probably remove a 0.
Damn.
And then
$250,000.
No. 25 million.
2.5 million.
No, or even less than
million.
that. It's probably just a couple million. It's not like high production.
But that would probably break down to roughly like 250,000 an episode.
Yeah, maybe,
probably less.
Maybe, yeah. It's not a lot. So I mean, right there you can see the difference in quality.
That's amazing. Speaking, obviously, you mentioned WandaVision, Marvel. Oscar Isaac is confirmed.
I believe it's,
or is it rumored to be playing Marvel's Moon Knight character, a character that dresses up as a knight and looks at the moon and takes selfies.
Essentially, Moon Knight is Marvel's ripoff of Batman, for those who are unaware.
Oh, interesting.
I actually don't know a whole lot about Moon Knight, except that it's an Egyptian character, I believe.
He has multiple alter egos.
Oh.
Allow him to better fight crime. So that's a little different.
Does Batman have alter egos?
The alternate personas include Cabby Jake Lockley and millionaire playboy Stephen Grant. So Batman is actually one aspect of his person. That's hilarious. He just dresses up in different costumes and runs around. And that's hilarious. He's not actually from that little description. Oscar Isaac is a great.
So it's expected
contender.
to shoot in Budapest actually in 2 months.
Correct. So the reason it kind of comes as a semi-confirmation is the Hollywood Reporter confirmed the showrunners of the show, and they also added that Oscar Isaac is starring in the series. So I guess it's it's a heavy implication, I would say.
Yeah, you wouldn't have Oscar Isaac playing a bit character in there, so it's probably the main.
But we don't have I think if I remember from the big Disney event a couple weeks ago, or was it the earnings call or finance call that they did? They obviously showcased a whole bunch of content. I think Moon Knight was slated for 2022.
That makes sense, but that makes sense if it's going to start filming in March. Should be ready for 22.
I just hope I see Dune before I see Moon Knight. I don't know why, but I don't want Dune and Oscar Isaac's performance to be, crushed by anything else, good or bad. Like, I need to see him. The next thing I need to see Oscar Isaac in is Dune, and then we can do everything else. And luckily, Dune is going to come out same day as theater release in this year in 2021 on HBO Max.
Fantastic.
So.
Can't wait.
Too bad it's going to suck.
That's also a strong possibility.
They won't. They've never ever
know.
done a Dune movie or TV adaptation and it sucked. David Lynch.
Name the last good Warner Brothers movie.
This one that's coming out with Denzel Washington
You don't
and
even
Jared
know if it's good.
Leto
It could be bad.
on
It could be bad.
January 29th.
It could be bad.
It's going to be incredible.
It's going to be the best thing ever.
Name the last Warner Brothers movie that was good.
I don't know all the
Harry Potter.
That was fucking 19 years ago.
Oh my god.
No, the more recent one with the
Fantastic
animals.
Beasts.
Yeah.
No, the sequel was
Two.
awful.
The best part was Johnny Depp.
No. No.
I'm totally not being sarcastic. I'm being serious.
Are you gonna watch it now that your boy has been recast as him?
Which one?
Jude Law?
Mads Mikkelsen.
Oh.
Is he? Is confirmed?
Yes, it's confirmed. He's filming it right now. That's the new.
I will probably give it like the old watch on
yeah.
TV in the middle of the night, fall asleep on the couch type of approach.
Nice.
But beyond that, I mean, I'm not a huge Harry Potter. I don't get it.
You are a huge Mads fan.
I'm a Mads fan. I wouldn't say I'm a huge one.
You're huge.
Yeah, you're
Huge.
pretty big.
I'm trying to lose the weight.
Okay, well.
Rabbit, the reason you saw
working.
Rogue One was just for Mads. I saw you cry when he died.
I teared. No, I cried because they made Darth Vader look fat.
What?
In the shot in Rogue One
He's
when
not fat.
Krennic
muscle.
goes to see Vader on Mustafar in his castle,
Yeah.
there's a shot of Vader. I don't know if it was the projection or if we were too close to the screen, but he just looked chunky. Like he just looked He looked wide. It was weird.
As someone who
Fett's
wears,
chunky
as someone who
now?
wears armor for fun,
Yes.
you just know there's extra padding in there.
No, I think it's also like how they designed his helmet in Rogue One to his cape. There was like no neck. And when you do that, you look chunkier. Like if you have no neck, you just naturally look chunkier.
You look
Yeah.
muscle. It's all muscle.
Yeah, that's it. Speaking of Star Wars and things of muscle, Admiral Thrawn.
Oh, yes.
Admiral Thrawn recently started trending on Twitter because a certain senator back in 2012
Oh, right.
tweeted out when there was rumors that Rian Johnson was getting a trilogy series at Lucasfilm, the senator tweeted out, could it be Thrawn? Thrawn then started trending, and then fans jumped in and threw out who they wanted to be Thrawn, and everyone's favorite Robert Downey Jr. popped up. And then there were renderings created.
It's in our thumbnail.
It's in our
if you,
thumbnail for
haven't
this?
seen it.
And if you watch the podcast live on twitch.tv
Actually
slash
looks
was it
pretty
good,
good.
you can actually see it right behind Arjuna. Arjuna did not design the actual...
Thumb.
no, he designed the thumbnail.
Yeah,
He
I saw the
didn't
image.
create the Thrawn image.
No, I drew it
You did?
by hand.
It's a fucking... Whoever
I
did,
didn't.
though, did a great
Yeah.
job.
Shout out to that person whose name I didn't get.
God. Yeah. Well, so
How
that's
do
interesting.
we think? Like, I know we all have our own personal theories as to who could be Thrawn, and that it's already been presented, but the people are blind,
Yeah.
or I don't know, maybe we're brainwashed. But Christian, you're a big Thrawn guy. Do you think he could do it, or is there somebody else that could do better?
I think he could do it. And honestly, I was actually less sold on Robert Downey Jr. doing it until I saw that image. Like, whoever did that image did a great job, because I'm like, oh, actually, you know what? That looks fucking badass. But in terms of what Robert Downey Jr. brings to the screen and what we've seen him in primarily, he would not be my first choice.
He
Thrawn,
wouldn't be my last choice. He would be my no choice.
yeah,
Nobody
he
speaks
could-
that way.
He could.
I do.
He could do it.
I
Like,
don't
he's
think he
good
could.
enough
I
where
actually
he
don't
could
think
do
he
it.
could do it.
He
and,
could.
and here's why I don't think he could do it.
He could do
He will always be Iron Man. Literally. If you watch any movie that's come out since
I
Iron
am
Man,
Iron
he is
Man.
just a version of Tony Stark / Iron Man,
it.
right?
Yeah.
The last time we saw Robert Downey Jr. Play a character that you did not associate with, Iron Man, was his role in Tropic Thunder.
At least that's the one that we've seen, yeah.
And even that is sort of Iron Man.
No.
Even if you go back to movies pre-Iron Man, he's
No.
kind of like Tony Stark. Like Zodiac. He's kind of like Tony Stark. He
That's
really
'cause
is.
That's because he made Tony Stark him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. Now it's synonymous, and
Yeah.
you can't unsee it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like he's so ingrained into that style.
Well, put
of
it
who
this
he
way.
is.
I
just
think-
don't think.
I think he could.
I don't think it'd be convincing at all.
Yeah,
Because
I
Thrawn
think-
is nothing like nothing
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Tony Stark.
I think he could do it because I believe he is talented enough to get past that. Now whether the audience is smart enough to disengage, which Arjuna has just proven that he is not.
Oh, so you think
Oh, personal dig. Personal dig.
I actually I completely 100% agree with you that it would
so
be.
you
a
mean
lot.
you're stupid too?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. He would not be my first choice.
He won't be mad.
The Pierce Brosnan. Pierce Brosnan is the image that we've seen. Who's that?
So I just, for those listening, I showed Christian a picture of an individual. This is the voice actor who does the voice of Thrawn in the Star Wars Rebels series. Also a the brother to Mad Mikkelsen. This is
Right.
Lars Mikkelsen. Now, we've seen Star Wars Rebels in the Star Wars universe take their animated characters who do the voices. You know, Katie Sackhoff did Bo-Katan.
Yeah.
And then translate that to a real-life performance. And, you know, Bo-Katan is, I think, a great example if they can do it. I think Lars is who you pick for Thrawn in a spin-off series because he looks creepy as fuck.
Yeah. Yeah. No, actually, he looks great. My first choice.
Go ahead.
Have you guys seen Vikings?
Yes.
No.
You haven't?
I've seen you watch it.
Okay.
Does that count?
Basically, if you haven't seen Vikings, the guy who plays Floki, and he's one of the Skarsgård brothers.
Yes. I'm pulling it up right now.
I'm pulling him up. His name is Gustav Skarsgård. He would be a fantastic Thrawn. Now that's the guy with range, and he seems like he would suffer from the same thing that Robert Downey Jr. does, because Floki is such he's a very iconic character. But we've also seen him in the latest season of HBO science fiction show
Westworld?
Thank you, Westworld.
He wasn't in the newest season. He was in the last season. So he was in season 2.
Oh, season 2. Okay.
Yeah, when
My mistake.
when the military or when the company comes
That's
to
right.
the island, he's one of the
He's the guard
the
guy.
Delos people.
yeah, he's one of the
Stealth.
representatives there. And he did a really good job there.
No, he did a great job not being Floki.
Well, yeah, I didn't realize it was Floki
Yeah.
until I think you or somebody else pointed it out, and I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, wait, that is Floki." So
Yeah.
he definitely has the range and ability to play.
Yeah.
I don't think you
Thrawn.
even need range to play Thrawn. You just need an intensity, right? Thrawn
Which he has.
is an intense guy, and Robert Downey Jr. just doesn't have that intensity. No diss to Robert Downey Jr. He's a fantastic Iron Man. We have a comment that says, "Oh, he was Sherlock Holmes." Yeah, go back and watch those movies. He's just Iron Man again.
He's a British 1800
Iron Man.
Iron Man.
That's all it is.
It's the same
And,
style
but that's
of humor.
but that's the thing though. Sherlock Holmes is kind of
Yeah.
Iron Man naturally anyway.
It kind of works. You
Yeah.
can make it work. You cannot have Thrawn cracking one-liners. I'm sorry, like it just doesn't
right.
doesn't
It
work.
doesn't fit the character.
Like,
right.
and-
Oh, you mean like they did in episode 8 with Poe and Hux and that entire shitty opening sequence with the one-liners? You guys don't like one-liners in Star Wars,
I love them.
but you like episode 8?
No,
But
I'm
for
saying
Thrawn, it
for
doesn't,
Thrawn,
it doesn't work. Yeah, Thrawn, it doesn't work.
You can make it work
It
with
doesn't
other
work in Star Wars. Star Wars does not need one-liners.
Well, it's already happened.
Have you not
so
seen
too
the
late.
original trilogy?
There's never ever been a one-liner
Han
ever.
Solo? I think half of Han
Master
Solo's
Skywalker,
lines-
what should we do if they come and attack us? Lock the doors. One-liner.
That's
I
not a
don't
one. That's
know,
2
yeah,
lines.
That's,
Yeah,
that's,
still,
I
still a
don't-
one-liner-esque.
yeah.
But no,
Anyways.
I agree. I don't think Robert Downey Jr. makes a whole lot of sense as Thrawn.
How about our boy who's shown so much range, and I'm about to get hit right now, Jared Leto. That's a joke.
Can we
That's a
fire
joke.
him?
cut his
That's a
mic?
joke.
Cut his fucking
No,
mic.
don't cut my mic.
What if Jared Leto is really good?
Well,
We keep referencing this movie on January 29th, and I don't even remember the goddamn name, so I'm pulling it up here.
Jared Leto?
The one with Jared Leto, Denzel Washington, and
Oh
Rami
yeah,
Malek.
right. Oh, I forgot he's in it.
Good old
The
man.
Little Things. So what if Jared Leto does an amazing job in The Little Things, which I think honestly for him playing this character that we've kind of seen already with the trailer is clearly he's playing crazy, and all issues with Jared Leto aside, he does do crazy really well.
Yeah.
In the sense, Joker has his problems, but he was told to be like this extreme, insane thing,
And he can act.
did
We've
it.
seen him in other things where he's
Lord of
he's
War
done- Lord of
probably
War,
is
Requiem for a
his
Dream.
best. Yeah.
That he can do it.
Wasn't he also in like a medieval knights?
It was
type
probably
film?
awful if he was.
with Heath Ledger,
Oh, was he in First Night? Is that what that is?
the one where he's a mailman and gets traveled back in time.
Oh God, no. That's
No,
not,
I
that's
don't-
not
I don't
that
think
movie.
that's
what
it.
the hell is that?
Isn't that a Heath Ledger?
Oh yeah,
movie?
he's also in Blade Runner. Jared Leto. I forget that all the time.
Oh yeah, he is.
He plays the villain in
Yeah,
it.
yeah. He play. I mean,
Yeah, he plays
that's
the
interesting.
billionaire, whatever guy. The guy,
The weird guy.
is stupid.
The
He's
weird
stupid
guy.
in that movie. The
Uh,
movie's pretty good, but
He's also in American Psycho too, and Fight
Yep.
Club.
that's right.
Yep.
He does a lot of weird.
Yeah, that's kind of his.
Well,
Films.
he took like a 10-year break to do 30 Seconds to Mars
Good lord.
Hey, they have that one video.
from yesterday.
Yeah, visually it's cool. Please stop. Please, I don't want my ears to bleed any more than they have. Okay, last piece of news here, and then we'll get out. Again, within the Star Wars realm, because they're making the waves. Star Wars has now official era names for the different periods in Star Wars history and lore.
So, should I read it in my narrator voice?
Yes, let's hear it.
The High Republic. Fall of the Jedi.
That's pretty good.
Reign of the Empire. Age of Rebellion. The New Republic. Rise of the First Order.
So it's interesting that they've got these names going. And the reason I call it interesting is because specifically the Fall of the Jedi and Reign of the Empire essentially covers what we the fans call it as the prequel sequel, or the
prequel sequel.
the prequel sequel.
Yeah. Wait, that actually fits.
The
very
prequel
well.
sequel.
The prequel sequel was a sequel that was actually a prequel.
Anyway, the prequels. The prequel films. So obviously, The Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, and Revenge of the Sith. But they've also got in there. I mean, that's Fall of the Jedi, but they've also got the Clone Wars in there. But then Reign of the Empire is the upcoming Disney Plus show, The Bad Batch.
Yep.
And then Solo, a Star Wars story, is also in there. So really, kind of following, Reign of Empire is obviously really between episodes 3 and 4. Them kind of rebranding these names, or these eras or whatever, I think it definitely kind of helps in terms of when things happen. But this is probably maybe what feels like the billionth time that a rebrand or renaming of Star Wars eras has occurred since like Disney's bought it. They could consider episodes 1 through 9 the Skywalker saga, or the Skywalker saga.
Do you think this is an attempt to get away from that branding because they've realized they don't want Star Wars to be just Skywalker anymore?
Absolutely.
Definitely.
It's got to be why.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
I mean, I think we've said it a number of times, is Star Wars needs to be more than just the Skywalker stuff. Like, it has the ability, it has these characters and things that are interesting. It just gets annoying when everything ties back into this one stupid family that really, really fucked everything up for everybody.
Yeah.
Well, their line is dead now, right? So we're good.
No, Rey is a Skywalker.
No, but like she's not actually a Skywalker.
Yeah,
Whoa,
Arjuna-
Arjun, I think you missed the point of the film, which is
Yeah.
anybody can be anything.
And also,
Anything is possible.
And also, not to mention the fact that Han and Leia may have had an extra kid. Who
Yeah,
we don't know about.
Han left Leia for a bit. He could have gone.
That
What
child
about-
still wouldn't be a Skywalker.
What
it'd be a
about Ben
Solo.
Solo's? What about Ben Solo's twin
Leia could have
sister?
had another kid.
What about the hidden twin?
Yeah.
A triplet?
No, no, Ben Solo's hidden twin that they hid to keep them safe from the Force.
They should do like a short film with Rey, and she just gets into like an X-wing accident and dies. That's the end of it.
What?
Just kill that family.
Why are you
the
always trying to kill
hell?
people in the Star Wars universe?
Because they're fictional characters. We can do whatever we want. If Chewbacca could get crushed by a moon, I could kill Rey in an X-wing.
Yeah, but he didn't get crushed.
He
by
did.
it.
That's
He's
not
still
canon.
alive. Yeah,
Yeah,
they
well, that's what I'm
redacted
saying.
it. They redacted
They could
it.
redact my thing too. Anything can be redacted. Clearly.
Just make it a Lego. Make it a Lego short. That way,
Yeah, it'd
it's
be
not even
funny.
in the
Just
same
like-
universe.
Continuing with the idea that they're obviously trying to get away from branding something just as Skywalker. We have the High Republic books and comics that have come out. I don't know how far you two have gone within
Pretty
the
far.
book.
Come
How's it going for you? Enjoying it?
Amazing, incredible. I finished part 1,
Mm-hmm.
which is around. I'm not going to spoil anything, but it's around like one like main event, like
Mhm.
one
The incident.
system wide event.
Yeah.
The incident, the impact.
Oh,
the
the
impact.
burn.
Yeah, actually, the burn is that would work.
Christian,
my
the
computer
burn
died.
references Star Trek Discovery.
Oh well, I hate that. It's going really well, and I like. I think I mentioned it last time on the pod, but I like the differences that we're seeing in the Republic of this time versus the Republic of the future, or the
Hold on.
I'm sorry, the age of the New Republic, and also
the fall of the Jedi.
the fall of the Jedi. During those
Yes.
periods, how the
Yes.
Republic and the Empire, I like this portrayal of the Republic because it's very optimistic. It's very Renaissance-esque.
Renaissance.
Like a period of high art and high
A
concepts.
lot of gold and white.
A lot of gold and white. Yeah, exactly.
Black and yellow, black and yellow, black
No.
and yellow.
Great song.
But yeah,
You know, Wiz
I love
Khalifa-
it. I'm loving it. I'm loving it, and I'm very. It's making me very excited for where the series is gonna go, and also, I'm kind of curious to see what they put in the children's books. Like, I'm like, what kind of stories would they tell in those? I'm not saying I'm going to buy them.
Can we confirm to the audience that you
Our
will
child?
be reading the children's books?
Christian, I'm going to confirm it. Christian will be doing a live stream on twitch.tv/wasitgood. He will read the children's story to you. Should take no more than 5 to 6 hours.
That's how long it takes me to build a Naboo starfighter.
Naboo.
Naboo Starfighter. Hi, my name is Krishna.
And I like Naboo starfighters.
Execs.
Exactly. There we go. But yeah, I think it's going to be interesting.
I do have one criticism of this.
Arjuna with criticism.
Oh, I'm shocked. Where did this come from?
This is my shock
This is left
face.
field.
Fine, I have nothing to say.
Just say it.
I'll just say this graphic. I just don't feel like it accurately portrays time very well because
That's true.
if you know between the reign of the Empire and Age of Rebellion, that line is longer than the line between the High Republic and Fall of the Jedi, and we know what
No, it's not.
the visual line. Is,
Oh!
is
I
what
thought
I'm
you
saying
meant. I
is-
thut you meant the true line.
No,
should
no,
be.
the true line should be much longer.
But there's a circle right here that shows condensed time.
what does that mean? Condensed time. My
Well, you have to
ass.
condense it.
It's like condensed
a-
milk. It's
yeah.
very sweet.
Yeah.
I just wish it was more of an accurate
Timeline. Well, then you'd have. This would be off the screen over there.
No, you could shrink this stuff. You know, you can.
But then you wouldn't be able to read it or see the images.
So, who cares? They're gonna rebrand it again in 6 months.
And that's going to do it for us here at Was It Good. Thank you for listening. As always, you can find us on Twitter at Was It Good. On Instagram at Was It Good BTM, and as always, we live stream these pods Mondays and Fridays on twitch.tv/wasitgood. We also have a website. Special thanks to Sahara. Sahara is our Arjuna's girlfriend. He hasn't been mentioning that in the pod for some reason.
I know.
I don't know if they're fighting.
Is everything okay?
But the website is
come up.
the website is wasitgood.review.info.
.info.
It's really embarrassing that I
It's a brand new
have to question that.
The reason is because we put out both for .info and .reviews, but I think we got .info, and we could still use .reviews, but we're just gone with
Nope,
.info.
I don't think the audience cares. Anyway, it's wasitgood.info. Please check out the website, and we will see you on the next one.
Bye-bye.
Okay, we're done recording, but we're still streaming.
Yeah, finally. We can really tell people what we
If
think.
anyone's still watching, do you like my beanie?
Sahara had a few comments.
Oh,
She
really?
said there should be more wardrobe changes during the pod, and then in quotation or in brackets or what do you call
Oh,
it?
nice beanie.
Nice beanie. Yeah. So
I think it's dumb.
yeah, I hate it. But
What?
honestly,
Hate what?
I hate your hair
Hate what?
more. So ew.
Hey, Ravi,
Get
have you,
away
ever
from me.
have you ever thought about bleaching your hair?
Yes, I have actually many times.
Are you upset that they didn't mention that in Death to 2020? The amount
That
of-
I went and dyed my hair blonde?
yeah, or the amount of people that just did radical things like that.
Like sourdough bread.
Oh my god! Actually, no. Wasn't there a throwaway line? The
sourdough bread?
at-home character.
Oh, I think you're right.
I think she did mention like, yeah, I've gone through the like sourdough, the this, that, and whatever.
yeah.
I like the Zoom jokes and like when she's like, I even start glitching in real life. She's like,
Yeah, that's pretty good.
that was fun.
Okay, well, I think we're gonna get out of here. So thank you for watching, and
we have to stream for 20 more minutes
we do. Why?
because we have to hit an hour and a half.
No, we don't.
Nope. You said that before. but
Yeah,
we
you
to
have said
stream.
that before.
You
yeah.
said, and this is a direct
I
quote.
said it would be best if we did.
You said, no, this is a direct quote. You said, Krishna, Arjuna, the three of us need to stream at least an hour and a half every day, 3 times a day for the rest of our
You
lives.
have.
I never said 3 times a day.
Also, food due tomorrow potentially.
Yeah,
We'll
I'm
see.
doing nothing.
Do NFL foods.
Ooh,
You should
that's
actually.
do
not,
like
that's not a
wings.
bad.
Well,
idea.
actually,
oh yeah. that's a
why
good
didn't you
idea.
do it and then have the game on?
Yeah, let's do it.
We can have it on the background and see if we'll get DMCA takedown.
How about we don't try and get
Shut up, Arjuna, leaving the bleach in 2020.
All right. It sounds like we've all been challenged to bleach our hairs. I
Done.
think Krishna's will look the most
Are
ridiculous.
you really gonna do wings tomorrow?
Yeah, we'll do wings, maybe some nachos or
Pizza,
something.
all the
Ugh.
typical like NFL food.
We don't have to do
football
pizza, but
foods.
you know.
No, nachos. That sounds gross.
Oh, nachos? Yeah, I just threw it out there, but I haven't had nachos in a long time. Also, delivery.
If you do
delivery probably
nachos,
won't be
make
good.
your own nachos.
We have to do.
Why
beer.
don't you make your own food,
have
like
to
your
do
own
beer.
wings?
I'm not. What do I look like?
A human?
A person?
I am a lazy
Actually,
motherfucker.
speaking of humans, I was watching the Zergeist YouTube videos last night, and there was this discussion. There's this discussion on black holes, and I am convinced that we are just a projection, a hologram projection off of black holes. We're not real, man.
Wait.
We're 2D elements projected in 3Ds. We're holograms.
I've heard this theory. I heard the theory that we live in a
when you start talking about it, your brain literally starts hurting.
Yeah. So we live on a hologram. So we actually live on a one-dimensional space, but it's like a hologram. So within the one dimension, we perceive things as 3 dimensions, but it's false. It's really just 1 dimension.
So we're just dots?
Yeah.
Damn.
Well, no, we live like inside of a dot.
Yeah.
Like we live inside of a two.
You know what?
or
I like my
two-dimensional
dot.
space.
My dot's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Hey,
I think
your
our
dot
dot's
sucks.
pretty good.
But why? Well, why can't I do this?
Because your brain is telling you
Look
that.
at
Yeah, there you go. See, your brain is perceiving it that way, I guess. I don't know. Who fucking cares?
I know. If this is all true, like we're in a simulation
I mean, it
or
doesn't-
or
what
an
does it
alien.
change?
Yeah. What is it? Who cares?
Nothing.
Yeah.
Gravity's still
I
gravity.
still have to go to work on Monday.
Yeah. You can bleach your hair if you want. You can cut
Yeah.
it off.
I mean, we can stream this if you want, but real quick, social clips.
Oh yeah.
I put so far why Kobe wasn't in Death to 2020.
That's a good one.
Thought that was a good one. Maybe the Robert Downey Jr.'s Thrawn stuff.
That was good.
The only thing with that is like that conversation is well past.
It is?
Yeah. Like
What about our suggestions, though? Or how about our suggestions? What about just that
I
piece?
think that'd be good.
That would be good, right?
Yeah, suggestions would be better.
Because then you can tag Gustav, Jared Leto. Who else we mentioned?
Gustav.
Skarsgård.
Oh.
Jared Leto. Whoever else we mentioned in there.
Lars Mikkelsen.
Lars?
Jared Leto.
Oh, Lars.
Again.
Jared Leto again, yeah. Twice.
Yeah, I think those two should be good.
Okay.
And then are we gonna try and do the Gerard Butler movie for Monday?
Let's do it.
It's Greenland, right? That's what it's
Let
called?
me pull it up.
I heard it's terrible.
Gina, what game should we do for tomorrow's stream? What's the best one?
Yeah, Greenland. Yeah.
Nice.
Let's pull up the schedule here.
Yeah, pull up the schedule. Let's figure out a game and a time, and then I can plan my eating around it.
Lauren says, Ravi, show them the surprise! Exclamation.
Oh,
point.
I completely forgot
All right,
about
Ravi,
this.
I don't like what you're doing right now.
Yeah, why are you
Oh, God.
taking
All
your
right.
pants off?
Yeah, you put your...
I was concerned.
That was so weird.
I need to
He's like, you didn't see it, but Ravi was like, oh, let me show them. I was like, what the fuck are you doing?
I would start recording because this will probably be a social clip.
Oh, God,
okay,
you're
hold
just
on.
creating more work for everyone here.
Yeah, this will be the hold on. This will be the other social clip. So, as you all know, I am not a big fan of Star Wars Episode 8.
Wait, what?
I consider it.
Whoa, Juna. I am shocked. Are you shocked? I'm shocked.
I'm pretty
I
sad.
consider it one of the lesser films in the sequel trilogy. We all know that. That being said, I am an individual that likes visuals. I like cool-looking things.
Cool.
I also like to support artists
Nice.
that make cool stuff. Specifically, I got to pull up his name because I don't want to butcher it. Sorry, now you're going to have to, like, cut around.
We still
this
need
a
to
little
figure
bit.
out the game tomorrow as well, by the way. So.
I think it should be the Patriots Falcons.
So I got this
Super
piece
Bowl.
of art from Mark Englert. He's at Mark Englert on Twitter. He's a visual special effects artist. He's worked with Disney, Lucasfilm, Universal, Amblin, Marvel, Fox, Paramount, and a whole bunch. Definitely follow him. But he put out a limited run of this picture, and it is a picture depicting a scene from the movie that I dislike the most, which is Episode 8. Hold it.
I can't see it.
Yeah, hold it up to the camera so they can see it. But isn't that beautiful? Look at that thing. It's when...
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
And
That's
if
awesome.
you... here,
Fuck.
where's the... Can you pass me the remote, Arjuna, for the lights?
Oh, that's fucking badass. Oh, yeah.
So-
You're going to try and... my favorite part,
Hold
real
on,
quick,
if it works. Let's
it's,
see. This should work.
is Force Ghost Luke.
Oh, you can kind of see it. It glows in the dark.
Oh, shit.
So the algae
that.
on the X-Wing and the Force Ghost kind of glow a little
Luke,
bit.
yeah, Luke right there.
It needs to absorb actual light
Yeah,
first,
yeah.
and then when you turn off the light.
That's really cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
Where's
right?
it going?
Probably in here when we redo the entire set.
Wow.
But yeah, I got this piece of art.
That is very, very cool.
But yeah, go support your
Your local
artists
artists,
and
yeah.
stuff. Yeah, even though the movie was absolute dog shit.
It wasn't though. It wasn't.
Art
dog
is
shit.
beautiful.
I'm underwhelmed by this surprise.
It was more of a joke.
Yeah, I wanted to be more surprised. Like, it's a great piece of art, don't get me wrong, but
Yeah.
you just built it up too much, and I think you... I want you to go get me an actual surprise now.
Oh no, that was it.
I'll wait.
Okay.
Wait, real quick though.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's games,
Oh yeah,
and then
get
the
back to that.
times.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna stop this.
Because then we gotta get the
Yes.
wings. Wait, were you stopping?
the extra record that we
Oh,
started.
we-
We're still streaming.
How many records do we do?
See, I would have said the Bucks game would have been more interesting because
That's today though.
the Tom Brady connect. But
Yeah. What
Tom
else?
Brady's
today?
not interesting. Like,
Wait,
fuck
wait. What
that.
time is the
It's
Titans
gonna
and the
get blown
Ravens
out.
one's pretty good. What other games are there tomorrow? Titans, Ravens,
Steelers.
Steelers, and who?
Steelers, Browns.
Ooh, actually, that would be. That one's
and,
intense.
Wait, what are
is
the
other
Steelers at
games.
right now, record wise?
Well, they
This-
finished the season.
12-4.
Yes.
Nobody's undefeated, right?
No one's undefeated. No. So what's the other game?
Ravens, Titans,
Yep.
Bears, Saints, Browns,
Bears,
Steelers.
So
that's
I
right.
say
The Bears Saints game is the Nickelodeon game.
Let's do that one. It's at 1:40, so lunchtime.
okay. Bears Saints on Nickelodeon.
It's actually being broadcast on Nickelodeon.
Yeah, it's being simulcast on CBS and Nickelodeon, but the Nickelodeon broadcast is going to, I think, potentially have like
Slime.
slime, googly eyes.
do we have
children eyes.
access to Nickelodeon?
We're gonna have to. We
You
have
might on your Hulu.
Hulu. We gotta figure that
Your
I
out.
Hulu.
don't think I
Live.
have. I don't think we have Nickelodeon. But I'll check. But I'll check. Yeah. All right. Well, okay. That's the plan. And if we don't have access to Nickelodeon, we'll pick a different game.
Fun fact: I have 13 pillows
What do you mean?
on the couch. Like
Why
pillows.
do you have that many
I
pillows?
don't know, but there are 13 pillows
And
there.
you make fun of me.
I know.
I don't know why I have 13 pillows. That's so
I'm just going to call you Ravi 13 Pillows McGee.
weird. Okay, goodbye.
Bye bye.